Well, you can see I'm holding a handheld microphone, and I haven't switched my style. I'm not going TV evangelist on anybody here. But I am going to be seating the stage here to one of our very special servants here at our church. I got here about 5.5 years ago. Shortly after I got here, this man that I'm going to introduce to you in a second came up to me and told me about himself and shared with me his experiences. He's been involved in ministry during a part of his life for about 18 years. His last post was in Chesapeake, Virginia, where he was the senior pastor of a church for 12 years. And through some of the changes in his life, he ended up here and just said, hey, man, however I can be used, whatever I can do for you, just let me know what God might have. A couple years after that, we had an opportunity for him to serve with our men. And for the last four years or so, he's been serving on Monday nights with the men in our church at life groups that meet there and other things, staking games and all the other stuff that we do with our men. And he's just been an incredible gift to our church. He's encouraged the guys that he's been able to serve with immensely, and led a team of them over to Uganda this past year and to Village of Hope. I'm just so excited. I've never heard him speak, so I'm excited to sit down with you and actually go to church. I'm looking forward to doing it. He's right behind me. I can see him on the screens. He didn't even let me say his name. Everybody, this is Scott Rank. Would you give it up for Scott?
Thank you, Mark. Well, there's times I wondered if I would ever have this opportunity again. And been a little emotional this morning. One of my dearest friends on the planet that served next to me in Chesapeake for many years has in-laws in Bradenton, drove 15 hours yesterday and showed up here this morning. He's now the senior pastor of the church where I was for 12 years. So, and we got family down from Virginia as well, and a bunch of my guys are here cheering me on. And we have a Monday night men's group, a Tuesday night couples group that meets at our house. And one of the things that's happened over the course of my life, I believe, being a student, being a Christian since I was 21, being a pastor, going to college and all that stuff, is I started to believe that everything in life God would use to teach us if we would let Him. But unfortunately for me, and a big part of my Christian life, I was very aware of the image. You know, you have these expectations of what a Christian is supposed to be. And down deep, I really didn't feel like I was a very good one, but because I was a pastor, I thought I'd at least look like one. And so you kind of wind up playing the church game. I got a feeling I'm probably not the only one that's ever done that. So what I want to do with you is just, somebody asked me last night at Bay Life 60, what do you do with your guys on Monday night? What curriculum do you follow? And I said, basically, we don't have one. But I made a promise to the Lord many years ago when I just got broken and crushed as a Christian and nothing really mattered anymore. The image was gone. Just humbled before Him and said, whatever you teach me, I'll be willing to teach others, no matter how humbling that is. So when Mark gave me the opportunity on this week, when it's Christmas week and all the kids are here and no other pastor wanted to preach, no, I don't know that that's true, but I'm assuming it. To me, it was a huge opportunity, and I just said, thank you. And then I just started praying, Lord, what do you want me to share with the church? And our church is great. We draw people where the church is growing. We have new people all the time. And the Lord just said, you know what? I want you to give them a 30,000-foot view of Christianity so everybody knows exactly what Christianity is about. And then just dive into the weeds at a few spots and share with them what I'm teaching you. So basically, we're going to do that. We're going to go on a little trip together. So I want to first give you the flyover and explain the spaces we have on the stage. This space over here with my red wagon full of stuff represents our lives before Christ. So from that wall to the cross is just life from birth till whenever you came to Christ. And then the space between the cross and this up arrow, the up arrow represents when we check out of here. Either the Lord comes back for us or we go to Him in death. So this space between the cross and the up arrow represents the Christian journey, our Christian life. And then on the other side of the up arrow, of course, is eternity. And we're going to take a look a little closer at each one of those sections because we read all kinds of things in the Bible and our understanding is somewhat mixed and scattered. And so I thought it would really be good just to share some stuff, what it's really like. And fortunately for us, we just had a granddaughter born. And she's here with us today, I believe. Is she still here? Oh, she's in the back. She's cutting up. She's doing what I'm going to talk about. She's going to be 9 months old, January 1st. And what I discovered about life is this. When we're born, we come into this world, all of us, as little babies. A little bundle. And it's really a little bundle of needs. Every baby born is nothing more than a little bundle of needs. They have physical needs. It seems like as parents and newborns, all you do is run from one end to the other. You know, they're crying they need fed, and then they're crying they need their diaper changed. As they get a little bigger, you know, I've watched just little children totally manipulate and dominate their parents. You can't ever get them to bed at night. They're thirsty all night long. You know that routine? And then for some of you, you say, I give up, and they wind up in bed with you, and you're crowded, and they're getting a good night's rest, and you're not. Those children come into this world as a bundle of unmet needs, and their whole life's purpose is basically to get all the adults in their world to meet their needs. Right? They got different sounds they make that get your attention to let you know that, yeah, my diaper's not full and I'm not hungry. I just want to bug you and get you to hold me a while. I need cuddled. I need comforted. Or I'm afraid and I want to get you out of bed in the middle of the night to come over here because I want to see you. But they have ways, and they get more sophisticated the older they get, of using people in their world to meet their needs. Physical needs, emotional needs. And later when they get a little bigger, they have spiritual needs as well. And I'm standing over here with no light on me for a purpose because this world over here is kind of dark. And as those babies grow up and they become teenagers, then they become master manipulators. And their whole task is to get the adults in their world. Again, take care of me, meet my needs. That's all we're about, is meeting my needs. Self-centered. Right? Now the big question I have for you is, when does that ever change? I regularly hear adults say, I'm getting a divorce because she no longer meets my needs. I'm leaving this church because I'm not being fed. You're not meeting my needs. Huh. It's kind of interesting. So we're over here in the dark, growing up self-centered, and the Bible says that God has put eternity in our hearts. So it's like there's this big vacuum inside of us, and we are trying to fill that deep void in our lives, and we're grabbing this and we're grabbing that, and it's all going into that hole, but it's like a big vacuum hole. Just sucks everything into it, and we're not satisfied. And generally we get into all kinds of things that aren't right. It's sin. It violates God's holiness, and we just start loading up this wagon. This all our sin just starts piling up, and we're pulling this thing everywhere we go, and life starts getting really complicated. Sometimes it really gets hurtful, and sometimes after marriages crash and burn, or maybe you get into drugs and alcohol and all kinds of other escapes from the pain of the unmet needs in your life. Looking for escape, sometimes we find our way to the cross.